Next up, Still Thyme Soda, Jung Gavissler. Come on up. Jung. There he is. How are you? Good to see you. All right. Mike, and your timer.
Okay. So my name is Jung Gavissler, and I'm a clinical herbalist from Montpelier, Vermont. But most importantly, I'm a dad, so I pay close attention, just like all of you in the room, about what we put in our bodies. My intention with Still Thyme Soda is to bring herbalism out into the mainstream. I'm new to the beverage industry, and I bring the experience of an herbalist, both trained in classical Chinese medicine, Ayurveda, and Western herbalism. And what I do in my job, my non-beverage side of things, is I work with people, meet them where they are with their constitutions, their energetics, and figure out patterns, give diet and lifestyle recommendations and herbal recommendations to help with conditions that they're struggling with. So Still Thyme Soda was born out of this relationship between client and herbalist, and the patterns that have evolved through herbs that were recommended and the constitutions that exist in a larger population. So while I don't have the industry speak as to the greatest in the marketing, I do have an herbal knowledge that is founded in a millennia of experience that will bring change to hopefully the grand population. Essentially, I've created a constitutional remedy model where we're not just one ingredient or a set of ingredients in multiple flavors, but we actually create a beverage that, when trusted, botanical soda is kind of a what's that? But when it's tested, the Constitution, when it meets the Constitution, things click and people are hooked. So I got a lot more to say. 2 minutes is short, but there you go. And see what you guys have to say. Thank you.
Daejung, I apologize for mispronouncing your name at the beginning. I know I won't forget it next time. All right, Still Thyme Botanical Soda, loved by kids, Mother Nature approved. Mike, what do you think of the approach, the communication of what Still Thyme is all about and how they're putting it on the label?
There's a lot going on that label. I like the bee, but it might have been the one that stung me from the lion tea. I'm not sure. To get those guys together, perhaps. No, this is a good label. There's a lot going on here, and I think if you're willing to make the leap, there's a great payoff in the flavor. And I like the sort of boldness of the flavors. Yep.
Matthew, VEB, you like craft soda, or I think I heard you guys like craft soda. What do you think about botanical sodas, herbal-infused sodas, and that whole space?
No, I think bringing the herbs into it is a big win. I think starting to be able to talk about not only the taste, but the functionality could be really big. But it's going to have to marry that taste and functionality. The taste will be the lead here, and then the functionality, I think, will follow. And so while there's a lot of talk about the herbs, I think there needs to be more messaging about that this is just something to enjoy as well.
Yep. Speaking of taste, Matt Jimenez, what do you think of the taste of the products?
I thought the taste was interesting. I felt like the honey was definitely the forward flavor, and so it was like as soon as you smell the product, that's the first thing that you get is honey, and that's the last thing you taste. So I think there's some opportunity there to bring sort of the botanicals out a little bit more, but by and large, I think it was pretty decent.
Yeah. So what do you think of the presentation and everything that Still Thyme sort of offers to consumers? What do you think of the consumer proposition?
So I thought it was great. I am pretty biased because I'm a Vermonter, so anything that has to do with Vermont I generally think is great, just the best. I thought this was great. I thought this was the best. I think it's great. I do think so many interesting trends in natural and organic start in Vermont. I mean, for me, this was a really interesting take on sort of the craft soda category. I thought the flavor was really good. I love the branding. I think the aesthetic it's very Vermont. I actually think it would play very well in sort of the overall market. I just love the product.
How do you feel about Vermont?
I love Vermont. How do you feel about Vermont?
I love Vermont.
Great.
Yeah, good to see you.
Vermont. All right.
Good talk, Zoe.